My name's Allie, and I'm a freshman studying neuroscience and psychology. Before I came to CU, for the past 2 years, I've worked as a hostess at a Mexican restaurant in the town that I live in. It's just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. It's a Mexican grill and tequila bar, and I would say it is family friendly, but also a fun place for adults to come and drink after work. So as a hostess, I'm in charge of basically what people see when they walk in. So I'm in charge of the phones, reservations, seating people, giving tables away, taking to-go orders. And for my coworkers, we had waitresses and waiters and bartenders that were out in the front, and then the kitchen staff was in the back. Usually the hostesses were girls, so we had about an equal number of male and female bartenders and servers, but then the kitchen staff was predominantly male. So I would describe the restaurant I worked in as very discriminatory, and there were actually a number of times when I felt like girls were being treated inappropriately. One night I was working, and technically I think I might have been 17 at the time, so minors are supposed to not work after 12. And so there was me and 2 busboys, and they were actually 2 years younger than me, and my boss said I had to go home because he didn't want me there after 12, but the guys got to stay and make more money. And when I asked for a raise, my boss denied me because he said I, quote, bullshit with the boys. The real issue I had was with the cooks in the back. They were extremely sexist and very discriminatory, and they actually harassed me and most of the women who worked there. So for my boss to say that it's my problem that I bullshit or interact poorly with the men in the restaurant is just blaming me for the men in the back not being able to properly and appropriately work with their female coworkers. I definitely do think that there are some parallels in the world. I think people comment more sexually based on women's appearances, which they did at my work, and that carries through to a lot of places, especially college campuses. Definitely the pay issue when I was refused a raise, but other guys who were younger than me could stay later or get a raise. That's definitely happens all across the U.S. Definitely appearance is a huge, I don't know if I would say it's a stereotype, but it's the way women and men are portrayed in the media often, and in films and everything are often based on stereotypes. So it really detracts from women's overall message if you're just focused on how much legs she's showing, how pretty she looks, if she looks too stern, if she looks too feminine. Yeah, definitely. I think the men in the back who worked in the kitchen definitely thought that men were superior and that they could just act this way towards us because they never really pushed any of our waiters or male bartenders to the limit they would push the girls. I mean, growing up, I was kind of taught about workplace gender discrimination, and I've always been someone to believe in equality for men and women in terms of pay and respect in the workplace. Yeah, I definitely think I view the world differently because of my issues in the workplace. I guess I underestimated the amount of gender discrimination that goes on across the United States. I knew it existed, but I never really thought it would happen to me or so early on in life. And that's my biggest regret. I wish I would have demanded more respect or gone to my boss and said this is unacceptable. But I knew from the way that my boss had handled all of my friends and all of my coworkers going to him that nothing would change. But I still felt like I should have stuck up for myself. It's pretty difficult. I think as more women are going into the workplace, it increases their presence and their validity to be able to be in the workplace. So I think that helps. But also for women and men, I feel like demanding respect is really important. That's something I wish I did. I wish that even though I don't think the waiters or bartenders who were guys at my workplace did anything wrong, I think they could have stuck up for us more. Refusing to allow sexual harassment to go unnoticed, reporting things to your superior or to your boss, and finally, if the issue cannot be resolved, leaving the workplace you're in and letting everybody know why you left, and then going to a working environment that supports you as a strong, hardworking woman.